Welcome back to the podcast. This is Mo and...
Hey, TDawg.
Nice to have you back. I think last time you were here was last year, June.
Oh.
Yeah, Father's Day special. We have to kill human cock and sacrifice at the 3 junction before you come back on the show. Anyways, nice to see you.
Yeah, you have to... Anyway, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Are you really happy to be here?
Well, I'm thrilled to be here.
For those that don't know, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm Taiwo Adedipe.
Okay.
Brown eyes.
Okay.
TDawg.
Okay.
T-pumping.
Okay. TMoney.
T-money.
I'm the one that is enabling all this thing. And what do you do?
What do I do? Like, what do I do for work?
You're
So
dancing business.
I'm a family physician. I work as a hospitalist.
Why do you always have this humility? Like, you don't like to talk about your profession. I think it's fake humility, but most of you are like that. Just say it what it is. Are you the only doctors in the world?
No, I said I'm a family physician.
It took you a while. We're saying, what do you mean, what I do? What else will it be? What will the question be about?
Thought maybe, it's a podcast assistant or cameo host or something like that, Anyway.
Family physician. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, family physician, also a public health person, even though I don't actually practice that.
Yeah,
but I try to incorporate that in my daily practice of medicine, and just look at population health and things like that. Anyway, before I deviate, I'm a family physician. I work primarily as a hospitalist, and I love my job. I enjoy what I do. So,
how are you related to the podcast host?
How am I related?
Mm-hmm.
How else could I be?
Talk about it, but I don't know you now.
Well, okay. She's my wife. Does that answer me?
For this episode, that is. All right, welcome to the show, and really nice to have you here. And for those joining us for the first time, welcome, and to our OG from whenever you start listening, welcome back. Today's episode, we'll be talking about just the current project, which is the Hopeful 35. As you know, or if you're just hearing about it for the first time, we are raising $10,000 over the next 6 months to help women get access to fertility treatment and men as well. And then also counseling and support. And so today I would like to give an opportunity to hear from the other side of the conversation. So in the past 4 weeks, we've had my assistant, shout out to Hawa, interview me. We've had my lovely sister, Dr. Abiona, talk about her story with endometriosis. And then this last episode was looking at Fumi's story with secondary infertility and the challenges that comes from that. And today we just want to hear from the men. We hardly hear a lot of men, especially Black men, talk about this side of the story. So I thought to bring someone that I know could do justice to it. So, can you tell us your story?
What story?
Our infertility story, or maybe should I say my infertility story from your perspective? Or should I say our infertility story from your perspective?
I feel like I've told this story many times.
No,
and
really.
This feels like a rehash of everything.
How do you think I feel talking about it all the time?
I don't know. Anyway, let's not go into that.
No, say what's your mind.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've told the story before, but
on the podcast?
Yeah, on the podcast.
Maybe I have a short memory when it comes
up like a couple of times a year. But anyway.
Do you think we talk about it too much?
I think so.
What else would you like to talk about? Maybe let's talk about the emotional side of it from your perspective. Let's not talk about our story. Yeah, I agree. I'm sure they're even tired of hearing about that. But as someone in the supporting role, especially for men who have wives like me, who are the primary factor when it comes to that, what's it like for you to be on the other side? That's a new question, right? I'm good.
Not really. But I mean, I think, to first of all, begin, it's not, I mean, for those that are Christians, the Bible says that the two shall become one, right? So when you say, one party being, the primary factor, that's not the right term to use. We're one. So, in terms of emotional and supportive roles, I guess it took me a while, to finally see, the toll that it's had on you, and to maybe be able to express that, even though I did have those and I repressed those, trying to be like the man, trying to, just, shut those emotions down and, hope for the next possible good news, and then that being dashed again, and then, just keeping hope alive, things like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's just been pretty interesting navigating those, highs and lows, and just still having a positive outlook despite everything,
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. From some of the stories we've shared in the podcast, there seems to be this common theme of how these issues kind of like drive a wedge between couples, in the sense that the emotional expression is often muted. And I know we've gone through our own season as well. What suggestions or tips, based on your experience, are you able to provide to couples that are currently navigating those distancing, as far as the heart distancing or emotional distancing, because of just navigating infertility issues? Like, you have the wife feeling like she's just alone, and the husband not being very expressive. Not because they don't care, but it's kind of hard for them to express themselves.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, but I think, both parties just sitting together and having that, open, honest conversation, and just unloading your feelings and your hopes, aspirations, and even sadness over losses and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that helps. They say burden. What's the word? The burden
shared is a burden helps solve, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, just having an extra ear to listen to you, I guess. Especially that ear being involved and in the boat with you, I think, goes a long way. So, yeah, I think just having that conversation, and, I think one of the important parts is, not trying to say, oh, one party is the one at fault, right? But, even though that person might feel like, oh, it's because of me, there are lots of other things that, contribute to, pregnancy losses and things like that, and it's not that person's fault, right? And it's very important for the partner to not make it appear that it's that person's fault, because doing that, drives a wedge into your marriage and your relationship. And, yeah, again, I might be more biased towards, Christianity and all, but even the Bible says, at the beginning of, when God created Adam and Eve, he created a helpmate, someone, to, help and to support him, right? So, and then that was the first thing he did, that right before he said, be fruitful and multiply, right? Was a helpmate. So see your partner as your partner, like your friend, your helpmate, someone that's supposed to help you navigate through life's journey first before anything else. So
that's good. I like that. I think one thing to tease out from, as we're talking, just reminded me, the time I felt like I felt like we struggled to connect emotionally was when you had your doctor's hat on and you just went into patient doctor mode, rather than you just being the spouse. But then the other side of that is knowing that you're a physician. There's a way you almost say, okay, these are the statistics. It's not your fault. At this granular level, genetic incompatibilities. So anyways, for just couples who might be navigating that space, it might come off as just not being caring sometimes when you hear those kind of conversations. But I've had to understand that, okay, sometimes this is Taiwo the physician talking, not necessarily Taiwo the spouse. Right?
I guess.
So, it can be quite, we've heard a lot about just the downsides of this. Would you say that there's been some moments where you felt like this brought us together? Can you share some positive changes or growth that you've witnessed in our relationship as a result of these challenges?
Yeah, it's funny. I think it wasn't until recently, I feel like we finally broke through when you opened up, and you just broke down literally, with me there. That's moment of vulnerability was, I didn't expect that, but that's...
Before then, I wasn't vulnerable.
No, I've not seen that.
Yeah.
So...
Which one again? Because I feel like I've been vulnerable maybe at different times. Maybe not just with Sibyl. How soon? Which one are you talking about? This recent one. Yeah. Yeah, I think that one pushed me to the edge because it was just compounded, and I was just like, okay. Yeah. So there've been some growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, okay. I guess all that to say that is hope, especially for couples. These issues can be quite complex. The emotions can be quite complex. And if you have maybe some familiar layers to it, say your spouse or your family members or their family members, definitely adds another layer to it. But all that to say, they're not insurmountable. Let's see. When you were growing up, when you thought about, I've heard some of your stories about you wanted to build a house with your twin brother and living together. What was your hope of, when you thought, did you ever think about having a family when you were younger?
Yeah.
I never really dreamt about that. And so that's always a funny question lost to me. What images were conjured in your memory, in your mind during those moments? What was your image of a family? The one you would create as a child? Not like you created when you were little, but the ones that came to your mind as a boy.
Yeah, just remember, me and my twin brother, we was designing. I remember him drawing our future house together, gonna be kind of like a duplex kind of.
He's an architect, by the way. Shout out to Kenny.
Yeah, right next to each other and stuff, but I guess that's probably not gonna happen.
Don't say never.
Because of some people that are scared of some things we'll not go into.
Don't bring your hands to this.
Yeah, but...
She's afraid of guns in America, and you don't blame her, because that's all they show them over there in the UK. Yeah. So you talk about the house. How about, can you give us more granular details about just your idea of a family?
Idea of a family?
Your family, how many kids you want to have?
Oh.
Gender.
Again, I think we rehashed this before.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you asked me, so how many kids?
How many kids?
We talked about 3. Remember?
Yeah, and then how many boys?
I never thought about it, but...
Can't you be in equal opportunity parenting?
Of course, you want to have a boy.
So,
some testosterone in the house, so it's not all,
it's all estrogen out at the moment.
Female energy and just dealing with all that comes with the female. You guys know what I mean, right?
That's sexist.
Not really.
So let's talk about, this is something that you've answered many times, but just imagine that someone is listening to this for the first time. We'll tag the episodes from the previous ones that we've done here. Just briefly, how has, in the past 2-3 years since started parenting, actually 4 years now, right? Almost 4. Since started parenting Arii. I said 3 years, yeah, how has it been like for you, especially, so for me, let me explain what I'm trying to ask. There's this immense joy that she brings to me, and you know that you said that as well, and thank you for the opportunity to parent her. At the same time, the immensity of that joy is almost commensurate to the immensity of grief at, the losses we've experienced. But I think that's just the dichotomy of life, right? But I'm wondering what has that been for you. Is there some an emotion that is evoked by just parenting her, or what has parenting been for you and her being around, and then navigating all these infertility issues together?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a privilege and a pleasure, getting to parent, being a father to her and all that, even through her non-cute moments. I know that.
I really love you.
From a little, infant to a feisty 4+-year-old
She knows
human. Yeah. So that has been fun, all the battles back and forth, it's parenting is hard, but yeah, hopefully it's rewarding, I guess. Just trying to train and raise a little human into being a good adult. Yeah, it takes a lot of work if you're doing it right. So, but anyway, dealing with that, I miss the losses and stuff. I mean, I think about the losses sometimes, not too often. I know that's in the past, and I try not to brood over that. Look to the future and what it holds. Hoping that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
I like that. Not at the end of the tunnel. So the one that happened recently, right? There was something. You didn't want to ask me what really helped to get me over to the other side of COVID. Almost like a flash in my head. And you get to heaven and then you feel someone tapping you behind your back. And then you look around and you're seeing faces who look like you but don't quite look like you because they never saw them. And you're in a room full of the kids you've lost. And I remember just laughing, like, God, that room is going to be getting crowded. You know how I get anxious about first meetings? Can we just stop? I don't want to be introducing myself or having people walk up to me, hey, remember me? And I had a good laugh because it was just the darkest humor ever. But thanks for sharing that. Just the rewarding but challenging part of parenting. And I know you've said this many times, even when we brought you on the podcast last year, as an extension of that conversation. And by virtue of her looking a little bit different from us, phenotypically, even though people say that she looks like us, you get that a lot.
Mm-mm.
Yes. My friends say they say she's beginning to look like us. I don't see it. Yeah, but I take that compliment generously because I know she's very, very beautiful. I know the first few times when you would go to the stores, people would stare and you weren't very comfortable. And this was when we were having a lot of issues with blacks being, followed or even killed and all that. How's that been like for you? Just a check-in. Are you more comfortable?
Yeah, I don't give it a thought anymore. Yeah.
What do you think helps, especially for parents who might be in that space, parenting or with kids who don't look like them phenotypically?
Yeah, I think, awareness, Americans generally are becoming more open to the idea of seeing, I guess, two, brown colored individuals with a lighter skin.
I'm not black anymore, brown.
I'm brown.
The Indians will come for you.
I mean, does this look black?
Do I look black to you?
That's brown.
I'm peachy. Peaches.
Yeah. So people are open to that now, I guess. Yeah, I know there's still some stereotype, where, some people might be more comfortable with or more used to, not comfortable, more used to seeing like, Caucasians with like a colored child, but, thinking, anyway, let me not go there.
Yeah, let's stop. Let's come back to the lights.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I think people are becoming, the level of awareness is
getting better,
and people are being reprogrammed, and they're I'm looking for a right word. People's ignorance is being erased.
Yeah.
Let's put it in simple terms like that. People are getting more enlightened.
Yeah. I never had that problem, but when you talked about it, I realized that, okay, this could potentially be a problem for you. But for me, because, she wasn't our first foster child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because we already signed up, I just connected with her in the sense that this was a child who needed a safe environment. And if that's the least I can give her, that's fine. And then by the time we started getting more opportunities to keep her longer, I was like, okay, I guess it's going to be it. But I never for once struggled. But I would say there have been some moments when she was quite young and you take her to the pool and she didn't want to get out. And you go and grab her and she's screaming at you.
Or when, you're getting out, going to the car from the gym and she's throwing a tantrum.
And you're looking at her like, I promise I didn't kidnap her. She's ours.
Yep. You see a child that doesn't look like you and,
it's so black.
And she's screaming and refusing to get in the car seat and you're trying everything you can to just get her to calm down.
And for a child, it's her first time. She has no idea all these things you're going through.
And people are around and like, okay, what's going on here?
You're looking at her. She's with us. I promise she's with us.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Mine was when we went to Canada with her. Then her birth certificate hadn't come in, like with her new name. I have my last name. You had your last name. She had her last name. And they're like, can you explain to us how you...
They didn't want to ask, but they were kind of like wondering what's going on, they were being careful,
Before your guy become viral. Luckily, I always travel with paperwork. I just prepped out. This is an adoption creed. Oh, okay. Have a nice day. Bye. Yeah. But really, I think you've heard this so many times. Like, kudos to you as a Black African man.
Brown color. I don't go by whatever people
You'll be cancelled before this episode comes out. As a proud African man, talking about adoption. I mean, kudos to you, seriously. So let's talk about the project, right? The Hopeful 35. When I first...
Sorry, I'm yawning.
You always yawn on the podcast.
It's probably about nap time.
Oh, which nap time?
Probably end of the show, right? We're almost done.
I'm surprised you haven't been yawning all the time. But if it's pickleball or you're watching scary movie, don't yawn.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Hopeful 35, right? We're trying to raise money to help out. What would you say was the first thought that popped into your mind when you heard about the project, when I was about to kickstart the project?
First thought?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I just thought, like it would be, I guess, it's a word altruistic, trying to help other people, give them an opportunity, see if it could be a solution, a possible solution. That's commendable.
Thanks. So we're having donations trickling in, not quite as, again, I know this takes a lot of effort, but can you help us with some, he's yawning, for those that don't watch the video. Can you help us with some call to action? Why should people donate towards the project? Why I think it's important to be a part of it?
Why it's important?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people, there are lots of courses out there, just choose what, makes meaning for you and, what you think would make an impact, you might not personally have gone through similar situations, but, just trying to put yourself in other people's shoes and seeing, just trying to be a possible solution. I think, you'll go a long way in just helping, give people hope. So that being said, go ahead and, no matter how little it is, little drops of water make a mighty ocean. Let's help make this dream possible. We can do it. All it takes is a couple of dollars here and there.
Or naira, or pounds, or euros. We don't discriminate.
Yeah.
We're equal opportunity recipients.
Yeah, and we promise the money is going to be put to its intended use. And, just as she's, put out receipts out there, to the recipients and the recipient of the charitable work she's done, it will be put to good use, and you'll be helping a life out there and putting a smile on someone's face. So.
And thank you for always donating, though. TMoney. So we're rounding off now.
About time.
Could you be less excited about it? So you remember how when we started this, I was in grad school, you were still trying to get into residency. We really didn't have any, we didn't have a lot of finances for it, and that also limited some explorations we could do. How do you think, for spouses and couples who might be in that situation right now, where there's also that factor of time and money? You don't have all the time in the world, you don't have all the money in the world. What are some words of encouragement as they're navigating these challenges?
Yeah, don't give up. Sorry. I remember then, just research, do the work, just like going to college, right? You research, you could get lots of scholarships, grants, and things like that. I think we applied for one then.
We actually got one. I was quite surprised. They're from our doctor's office.
Yeah, so there are lots of resources out there, Google is your friend. Ask Dr. Google to give you some suggestions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we're not even green card holders then, by the way. We're still on student visas. It might not be applicable to everyone, but again, they love grants, and definitely reach out to us. We're going to put the email in the show notes. We're taking applications for recipients to begin doling out some of the money we've gotten. So hopefully that would help a long way. Finally, what's been the most rewarding aspect of this journey so far for you?
Most rewarding aspect of this? Just getting to do life with you, I guess.
Cheesy much? Thank you.
Yeah. Helped us in our relationship keep strong and keep going.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, on a different note, thank you. Oh, not different note, but thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Absolutely.
That absolutely was very exciting. You sounded so excited.
Just send my check.
We'll check.
All the time.
It was nice having you on the podcast today. And thanks for teaching me pickleball tips.
Absolutely. Surprised you actually listened.
Yeah, it's hard to listen to you because you're just so into it. And I think a lot of spouses feel that way when they're learning stuff from their spouse. You guys can be quite annoying. But I like when you acknowledge me on the courts. When you wave from your aggressive corner. So Taiwo they take pickleball too seriously, and it's not really good for my energy levels. For my fun, I'm like, bye-bye. I enjoy playing with you, but sometimes it just feels like a lot. So I like playing with my minor leagues, But once in a while you acknowledge, I'm like, okay, is that your spouse? I'm like, yeah. Oh, he's really good. He's like the human skeleton.
Human skeleton?
You always get the balls,
Oh, someone's called me.
Yes, that he's always getting the ball. He's so fast. Do you guys play together? I'm like, yeah, I taught him some tricks. Really? I'm like, yeah.
You said that. Are you kidding me?
But I said that first, I said it was a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a healthy respect for you. But I feel like you should be careful on that.
Oh, they need to be scared. Sometimes
be careful.
I hope someone doesn't just bring a gun.
I'm telling you, be careful because the way Taiwo beats them, do you ever have people that wanted to come and play against you? Do you have them lying up to play against you?
The guy we
played today, right?
We played today, right? Before we played them, his partner, myself and the other guy he played with,
won, yeah.
He beats them real good.
Well, what's called? Pickled?
I don't know. No, not pickle.
Pickle is when you give somebody 0, was
11, maybe 4 or 5. And they were pretty decent players, I feel bad for them,
How
really.
proud, big festy decent players. Who even introduced you to pickleball? You're welcome. I introduced you to pickleball. I did.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On
Thanks.
the cruise, and then when you were still playing, remember when you used to go and meet Musa to come and playing tennis? And I'm like, come and join pickleball. You're like, what's that? That's why I just took over the game.
Yep. I took it over and did wonders with it.
What do you enjoy about it?
You
like winning.
Just strategies, kind of like chess.
I don't know how you can. I'm not like very calculated.
It's like
you set it up.
You're setting up the point, right? Your goal is to win the point, right? And then you're the net. You always want to be in the non-volley zone. That's the kitchen, like close to the kitchen line. And you're hitting the ball to make it as hard as possible for your opponents to return the ball. That's your goal. Right? So if you push it past them and they hit it back to you up in the air, you set up that point by placing it correctly. They pop it up to you, it gets served on a platter of good. And then what do? You reward them by, so it's
too calculated. Like people
that's what you need.
I just play for fun. And the way you slice the ball.
It's fun.
The way you slice and then the dinking and then the low serves.
It's finesse. You do it with skill and
take it too seriously. It's like sometimes if I didn't know you, I would have thought that maybe you guys don't have any joy, that joy in your lives.
No, it's fun. When you
some people that you play with and you lose, you look on their face and you think maybe you stole their mother from them.
Yeah, I mean it's people like being competitive.
It's more for more than that. That's why I just like to play. I know that for me, I think pickleball is a very easy game to play, but difficult to master. And I still make a lot of mistakes. But the people I play with, maybe we might not ever win a tournament or championship. But I like the social part of it. I win some, they lose some. I lose some, they win some. But you guys take it so serious. We actually call you guys the aggressives. Even the way you are grunting.
Oh yeah, I normally don't grunt, but tonight, because they were coming at you.
That was tough.
Those guys were coming at you.
We have to put PG explicit on this episode because the way
on the course, the way they were hitting the ball at you. Maybe I need to spell out what I'm saying. I'm sure your listeners have clean mind. Yeah, but the way
anything like we.
Yeah, they were hitting the ball at her because they felt like they could easily win a point by going to you.
I didn't mind.
And I took that personally.
It was like
punished them for it appropriately.
It was like, are you guys trying to win a chip score by hitting to serving that to my wife? No, you know what? It's just as well, but yeah.
And I hope we're able to motivate you to go play pickleball. Get some cardio in. Have fun while you're at it. Get your steps, live healthy, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then also, free medical tip. You also want to add some resistance.
Wait.
Exercises, to it.
10, 20 minutes of weight training will help out. I mean, I think pickleball made me, because we go like 4 to 5 times, 4 to 6 times sometimes a week. Yeah. And maybe we spend crazy amount of hours. If not for Arii, I'm sure we'll still be there till 9.
Yeah. I like to play 2 to 3 hours a day.
But it's so much fun. You don't even feel like you're spending that long in the gym. I think it's definitely made me more committed to the gym. And the people I see, and then I have classes where I go to do weight. So we hope that this encourages you to find what you love. Before then, if you had told me, I tried tennis, he would always say you're not so good at tennis because my hand-eye coordination was so poor with tennis. But pickleball, I don't know. I think that was just my game. All the things I lacked in tennis, I more than made up for. I've gotten better now.
Yeah, somewhat.
You respect my backhand.
It's okay.
No. Say what you said about my backhand.
I say it's...
Nobody sees it coming.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. You said it's wicked. And the way I started doing my backhand was because of the modification, because of my hand injury from my tendinitis. So yeah, find what works for you and hopefully you can become a gym rat. TDawg, T-Pumping, TMoney. Brown eyes. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been real, people. Thanks for having me. So see you this time next year.
Oh my goodness, really?
Except something else happens.
Like what?
Maybe
you are not comfortable
with it. Afford me, then maybe I might come back on the show.
You should be paying me to bring you on the podcast.
No, you pay me for my time.
These physicians who don't know more than money. Well, that was the episode. Everyone, thank you for tuning in today or listening. We hope you enjoyed this. If you have more questions, don't forget to email us at talktomo@mosibyl.com. I'll be putting the link to the GoFundMe donation page. Every dollar, every naira, every cent, every peso, every won, every yen, every dinari, whatever your currency goes a long way. And if you're able to donate your time as a peer counselor or a gynecologist or a reproductive endocrinologist, whatever time you have and expertise you have, or for someone who's been waiting for a long time, whose issue have either been resolved or not, we're still taking all forms of help. Just think of it as a way of paying it forward. Also email us at talktomo@mosibyl.com. If you check the show notes, it has a link on there to all of these resources. In any event, I remain your host, Sibyl. Thank you and love you guys.
Thanks. Peace out.
Bye. How's that? 30 minutes.
Felt like it was longer.
That's what she said.
Okay, I'm done, right?
Yeah, we are. Bye. Thanks.